Welcome, 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 everybody. Look at all this beautiful light shining down on me today. I'm in the spotlight. It's so interesting because I don't change the light. Something changes, yeah, from day to day. So today I'm very bright. So welcome to this beautiful another day on wonderful Mother Earth, on this planet, which is talking so loudly and has so much to share with us at the moment. Not least the coming to the end of Navratri. So let us, which is the 9 days. Navratri meaning 9. So it's been the 9 aspects of the goddess. The stuff truly is just so interesting now. It absolutely blows my mind every time I work with it, because I vaguely think that I might have vaguely got some understanding of it and can just build, and then it just explodes in a whole nother new direction. So extremely interesting. So this one, and then of course the dates and the year is different to ours, the calendar. So there's all sorts of interesting things happening this year. I think also just with the equinox that we've been through and the transformation and the Christ energy that's pouring onto the planet in new and wonderful light codes. And yeah, incredible messages and so many things just being alive and so many things just dropping. But we're seeing things differently for a lot of people, obviously not everybody. God bless them lots, and that's why we stand and we are making the planet lighter and lighter and lighter by just being a shining beacon and an emissary and a channel for the light. Yeah. So the more that we empty ourselves, the more light can come in. So let's just clear this beautiful space and remove any negativity that's lurking. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. That was nice. They sounded like nighttime crickets. You know those crickety things that crick in the night when you're out there. Heaney, my love, long time. How are you? You have purple on today. Cool. Today is, well, it's a huge transformation day. So there's just like so many millions of Hindu people that are celebrating Navratri. And after we had the index of Kali or Kalaratri, which meaning the dark night or the black night. Interesting. They've been talking about the dark night or the black night of the soul for the last 7,000 years, and we think we're really smart that we've got this. Anyway, our ancient future is there, and there's just so much to, but at the same time, just throw it all out and just like, love you, my love. Had you had your wonderful snook? I have been. I'm very. My body's really feeling tired. I think I'm just lazy right now, to be honest, as well. And was very happy to have an excuse to meditate and pray all day, because today just threw a whole curved ball into the whole Navratri stuff. Because if you vaguely remember, and if you don't, now you'll know that there's all this amazing wisdom in the 9 days of Navratri. And at the end, a lot of people just go for the 9th day. And right now, this is not a very big one that's people that celebrated out there. There are 4, and the big one that people celebrate is in September, October. Mm. Oh, he is also flying. Yep. We're off in different ways. Yeah. 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 I'm just playing with balls and then different. Yeah. I talked to the others a little bit, but not as much as I could or should. It's fine. I mean, they are there. They're just there all the time. Whatever. I'm really focusing very much on nature. Of course, a lot of work is being done out on the astral. Actually, I've heard because we have huge meetings out there and discussing whether people should be forgiven or not. That was a big one. Ah, yeah, unconditional love. It's a big one, eh? So we've had this blessed lady going into Kali as the aspect of Kali yesterday, where she went completely berserk, and her. I didn't go into too much detail of all the bazookas and the berserkers and the berserkness and her bloodlust, which is what kind of happened. But she was specifically created. I mean, my Durga was specifically created, not for any other thing, but just to like deal with the monsters that were lurking around the planet. And it was a spontaneous idea that was simultaneous between Shiva and Brahma and that other dude. Oh dear, the one with the flower that comes out his belly. The one that's so wonderful and beautiful. Your dreaming is weird. So yeah, this is Vishnu. Vishnu, the dreamer, the holder of it all. Without Vishnu, we wouldn't be here. He just holds it, the focus in his brain. So they created Durga. So there were all these aspects of Durga, which is hugely the story of Shiva and Parvati. It's like, they just interlink and weave and continue weaving over and over and layers and slightly different stories, and it just enriches the whole thing. So she had her debut last night in her absolute freaky, ferocious form as Makali, which when we do the other Gupta Navratris, there are nine aspects of Kali that we know of, I'm sure. Nothing still counting, or slightly different. So after being totally, absolutely exhausted and removing all sorts of lost blockages from our being, and us confronting our dark night of our soul again, if there was any darkness that we need to deal with and let it just go, 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 go. She arrives this morning, well, actually in the night, in the morning, as MAHAGAURI. Maha is actually the Mahatma. It's when they talk about it's M-A, and then it's M-A-A, which is deeper respect, and then there's Maha. So she is, as I said, the symbols are just talking so loudly to me this year, which is really wonderful that I can understand quite a bit of it. Definitely very little, but I understand a lot now. I know what some words mean. So it's like, I know what they're talking about. Oh, I know that story. Oh, that's how it links in. So it's quite exciting for me. But the story is, and she is the absolute pure one. She is, compared to Kali, Kali was dark. That like black as thunder, dark anger. Oops, where did I lose him? Oh dear, I can't do that. So she emerges absolutely pure, radiant, translucent, a whole new being. It's been like the butterfly. And one of the stories is that when Shiva saw her, his beloved Parvati was now pitch black and completely wild. Shiva had a very, very heavy night. He was like, oh my goodness, where's my beautiful Parvati? And he took her down to the river, and he bathed her and he washed her, or the rivers washed her. So there's a lot of water involved in this purification. So it's like a baptism. And then she came up. But what happened was apparently the skin actually split, this dark skin. So it was really like a transformation, a butterfly, and transformed and actually fell off her. And out of this came this immaculate, pure, translucent, crystalline, mother of beauty and wisdom, this beautiful MAHAGAURI, the translucent, beautiful one. So she's come huge, many circles again. So if we're looking at the symbology that she's carrying with her, she is, I just love some of the symbol, these images. They give the essence. They don't always, it's not always so easy to get them with the correct thing. But this is reasonably correct. So yeah, again now, if we haven't had Nandi for a while, Nandi was way there in the beginning when he fetched her and brought her down on her first journey. And now this is almost her penultimate journey. And Nandi is there. So we've got Shiva, the divine, the rescuer, the Christ, the Father God, the Father image, the big Mahatma, the big Makulu, he who can, like the beginning and the end. Yeah, can wax very lyrical about Shiva. Thank God. So she has his Trishula with her. So as I said, she has Nandi. There's Nandi there, and then she has the Trishula. She also has his tambura, which is his little drum, which he uses when he does his crazy dance. And he destroys or creates the universe with that little drum. And then she still has her rosary, and she has her, which signifies her connection, her divinity, her spiritual life, her time that she spends connecting, and her which is pretty full now, her lotus. So she only has 4 arms for it. She's like losing them a little bit. She doesn't need so many arms anymore. But she is just in purity. And I just, as I say, I love it. She's just like really been blessed by the Big Father, by Shiva. He's really not rescued her, but he's blessed her with all. He's really with her. So we're working very, very much with the Shiva and the Shakti energy rising and blending. So this is what we've been working with. Makali was actually the crown chakra. So we've actually moved into it from that. So we've had the Kundalini rising all the way up through the first stages 1 to 7, and now we have it actually here opening above and blending with the Shiva Shakti, the male energy, and the total, that union. What's also just really so very, very special about today, there's a very sweet name for it. What do they call it? I'll just write it somewhere. Just get the name of it. There we go. Which is really like just, I don't know why I missed this for a while. I do remember it, but yeah, there's just so much that's woven in, but there's absolutely everything in it, which is just like really just trips me out so much. So every year on this day, on the 8th day, there's an extra celebration, which is called the Kanya Pujan, which is where they have 9 little girls under the age of 10, usually between the ages of 2 and 10. And they're dressed up like aspects of the goddess. I mean, I was thinking about this and writing this up. I thought, I can imagine so many of them think, I want to be Kali. I want to be Kali. I can see like Millie, little Millie, like being, I want to be Kali. Sometimes we change as we get older. So they are beautiful. Their feet are washed. They do like a little dance and a show of the goddesses. But it's about passing the baton on to the next generation of women. So they feast and they feed them with special sweets and specially prepared food, and they bless them and pray, and they do meditation with these kids. Say in nine children that represent the goddess. Today they obviously they still do this, and I'm sure that in some of the temples they have a beautiful celebration of this, but a lot of people actually donate money or go and visit girls in orphanages, or like sponsor education for women or something to do with young women. So it's taken on another aspect as well, which is just absolutely wonderful. So it is just really, and they do this, I don't know if they do this on the LivNAVRATRI, but they would do it on the twice a year, that they would like pass the baton on to the younger generation. You know, it's like take a girl child to work day, but on a slightly different level. But it is venerating and allowing her and letting her know that she has this incredible goddess within her, and that she is successful and wise and wonderful and can call on them, and she will go through all these stages in her life. I think it's just such an amazingly beautiful, beautiful initiation. We didn't have anything like that, you know, in our Western thing. I made one up for my daughter when she was 15, which was really beautiful. A lot of tears, but I didn't, I had to just make something up because there wasn't very much out there. I was in the States at the time, and there were some things I knew. Like I know with a lot of these Indian things, like I knew like little bits and pieces about stuff. But with the Hindu stuff, that when they say girls, it's only girls. There's no boys, no boy energy. Okay, so I was very clear about that, and I just asked my friends that I had around and friends of Melissa's to come and bring not a big thing, not a big present, but to share something with her that was special to them and that was like powerful. And we sat around in a circle, and it was just so wonderful. It's just amazing. What different people shared. Like there was a woman that gave her the most sexy underwear, and it stayed for the rest of her life. It told her no matter what, you always have good underwear. She was actually from Sweden. A friend of mine gave her Paramahansa, the autobiography of a yogi, and said how that had changed her life when she was 17, 18. Her friend gave her this little box full of all sorts of little trinkets and things. Yeah. So we had crowns. There were quite a few of us. It was absolutely wonderful. And I remember I was sitting opposite, and I gave Melissa a book on Jimi Hendrix and read some Hendrix for her. And it was so interesting how we could lean over and we just couldn't touch. No matter how far we leaned over, our fingers couldn't touch. Which was really, really sweet. And it was painful and sweet at the same time. It was just such a beautiful cutting, you know. So it's really important to do something. You know, the old cultures are all doing things with their boys and with their girls. They don't do it together. So the boys have to go and get their wasik or their energy. In South Africa, they still do do it a lot, I think, between 16, and they go to the mountains, and they have to, yeah, and the Red Indians, they have to contract their wife sick. And it always involves a bit of fear, and you get your power. So, and it's a huge step in independence. That those teenagers, we wouldn't have so many problems if we had more without it being ceremony. Yeah, it's just stuff. Yeah, and in a lot of cultures, the girls just move back when they start their first monthly show. They're no longer children. So then they'll do ceremonies. Yeah, there are a lot of really wonderful African ceremonies. But anyway, so it's about women and about men. I know that there are some men ones. I don't know as many as I should. What do we remember? What we remember, what we don't remember. Hey, do we remember out there? I don't know. I'm doing a lot of talking, waking myself up talking, making choices in my sleep. Big choices. So that was so interesting this year. Mary, my love, hello. So it's a very beautiful day on Earth today. A lot of strong energy. So I'll say millions of Indians are celebrating kind of resurrection. But what they were also celebrating today is usually they have an extra day, and I was always just so trust the Hindu sagas to have something fabulous and balanced, because after the 9 days of Navratri, then they do Day of Ram. I think it's Lord Ram. I know that Jared often does something with Lord Ram. I think he's an avatar of Vishnu, but he is supposedly the archetype of the good man, of the best masculine energy. He is a lord, he's a prince, he fights an army, he loves his wife, he fights for her, he looks after her, all sorts of wonderful things that he does. I don't know too much about Ram, but I know those very basic things. I haven't done a deep dive with him. But he is very celebrated. I think he's also quite connected to Hanuman, I think. I could be wrong. It's 3 years I've really been deep diving this stuff, and I don't do AI with it. I do AI for my illustrations, but I definitely don't do AI for the knowledge, and I'm very racist. I don't listen to any white people. So it's been a long journey to find Indian mystics, teachers, and they are just unearthing this stuff at the moment as well. So, because for many decades, most of their history was given to them by the colonialists. So they've also said, no, we can actually figure out our own history. So it's also like in a huge stage of beautiful awakening and unfolding. And now I'm beginning to. The Vedic texts aren't really. I would love to be able to read and understand Sanskrit, but that's not going to happen right now, because then I would be able to read my own things. But it's these guys have been studying, so they really are deep. And it was interesting just listening to somebody today how you go through. You start like saying, okay, I'm going to commit my life, which is on a different level, to this, and then these beings, they come in to call you, to work with you, like Shiva. I'm very interesting. My journey with Shiva was like really interesting. And then it just takes it onto different levels. So what happened this year? So I was thinking, okay, and a lot of this, the way that I put it together into the 3 different forms, but I didn't know that it is what it is, and a lot of other people are also doing this. So, but I've substituted my Tara for the first one. So it's the 3 aspects. So I said it was Tara, for the first 3 days, and the second 3 days is Lakshmi, which is pretty well known, and the last 3 days is Saraswati. So this is, we've been from Makali to this one to tomorrow. This is like ordained by a Saraswati. But I said, and then that just jumped in, and above that is Matara, who, and Tara can make Kali look like a benevolent nursery school teacher on a sweet day when she shows. She is slightly different to the Tara aspect of the Buddhists. The Buddhists like split her up into, I'm not sure, 6, 9 aspects of Tara, but she does. She has a very, very, very benevolent side. So, you know, you've got to like keep digging until you. And if you read one text, they cross many different texts, and each of the, and these are all thousands of years, they're all slightly different. They don't differ in the fact that it disproves another, but they just give slightly different nuances. So also what people believe in the South to what people believe in the North, and they have slightly different names and for these people. So it's very multi-layered, and yeah. So Matara, that's what we were on about, was trying to give us a little bit of thing. She is being really huge. She's usually part of the darker side, the shadow side of Navratri, but she is always venerated and at the party when Ram has the party, because he called on Matara so much to actually help him to vanquish the army, and then one of these monsters stole his wife, and there's always these wonderful Bollywood type sagas that go with it. The stories are quite wonderful and fabulous. No, they don't need stories. They got Bollywood for thousands of years. It's just like, just keep repeating those stories. They all the Bollywoods. They're full on, big on action, the yummies, the hunk, the gorgeous girls. Oh, yeah. One thing that there isn't, and that's really wonderful, there's almost no incest. And they don't steal each other's wives. The demons come and want to take the wives away, and then they turn into Makali. The store there. No, but they do. They venerate hugely the goddess. And today is when they pass her on to the younger generation, which I was just like, that's just so wonderful. So Matara is hugely in her beautiful form today. And I was really blessed to attend a wonderful workshop that went on for quite a few hours, actually. Just bringing in Matara, I would just say in a neutral form, neither good, neither no particular form. But he really approached it really beautifully, because I've done quite a lot of the tantric side and Matara, and just her absolute benevolence, and that she is growing more and more and more, very much in the south of India, but that's also where Kali grows very much. But yeah, people are bringing her more and more to the party, which is good, the goddess. And that was many years ago. Oh, don't think it's just like I always like err on the side of caution a little bit. I do know certain rules out there, and I know I was doing a process with somebody, and she just willy-nilly brought in the 64 yoginis and took us through a process, and I thought, you're effing mad. You don't like awaken 64 yoginis without like knowing vaguely what you're doing. And especially as there are a few temples in India, they're always circular temples, and they're always outside. But they have been inert for quite a few hundred years now, a long time. They will wake up again. I'm going to wake up soon. But I did go through my Indian my Indian route to find out about the yoginis and who they are. And there's even a Ganesha, but she's a girl Ganesha. But Matara is very much, it's her, so that's where we're going. It's a lot of her army. She's waking up. So there are different gods and goddesses waking up everywhere. So here we've got Matara and her fabulous women that come and they have armies. Armies of armies of horses and elephants. And I just think like, and it's what people don't, that's part of my upbringing, my knowing, is that like Alexander the Great and all the young, the great swordsmen and fighters, who were they taught by? They stayed home with their moms until they were pretty much 14. So their moms and the girls were teaching them how to wield weapons and how to play sword fighting. And then they left home at 14 and they went to, say like a boarding school or internat, as they call it in Germany, where they would go for intensive training and intensive knowledge. But basically it was the women. Dads weren't at home. Dads were out plundering and making wars. But it was basically the women that brought up the boys and taught them to fight and taught them about warfare and taught them wisdom and how to think. As they say, it's the hand that rocks the cradle. So venerate your women, venerate the women in you, and enjoy the water and the purification. And we will see you tomorrow for the blessings of this final day of Navratri. And yeah, oh, what have we got? It was also Venus moved into something. I forgot. Oh, Venus moved into Aries today. So that's another, like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's like flat in our face, guys. So this was also today, was the starting of the blending of the Shiva Shakti power. So thank you for being here. I hope this sparked something. I know it sparked something around the universe. And I love you all and bless you and have beautiful dreams and beautiful travels. And yeah, we'll see you in the ethers. Be good, play nice. We've done a lot of hard work. So love, 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 love everybody. Take good care of yourselves. And nurture yourself. It is Wellness Wednesday. Love, love, love. Thank you for being here. Mwah.